Done that. Oh.
Hey, everybody.
Boogie, 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 boogie. What's
Savage
going on?
AF, baby.
Savage is savage.
That's what's going
AF,
on. Savage AF, that's what's going on.
Savage as.
It's
Yo,
family.
it's you can't even say
It's
what we
holiday
saying.
season. You know what it is, man. Savage AF is the name of the show.
Is it?
We are your host. I am Black Pedro. This guy
That's
to my
Black
virtual
Pedro,
right.
and I am Shang.
Yeah, there you
Comedian
go.
Shang.
All right. Got it out. That's Black Pedro, comedian Shane. We are here for you guys. Savage AF. We're that show that gives you like hot topics, politics, current events, in an I don't give a fluff kind of style.
Fluff,
Don't worry,
yes.
folks. We're for adults. We'll be cursing in 3 minutes and
Somewhat.
45 seconds. But until then, in the meantime, in between time, okay, Savage AF is here for you guys, typically Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, live on YouTube and Facebook simultaneously.
Simultaneously.
Now listen. If you ever miss us live,
And that's possibility.
it could be our fault, but it could also be
It's
yours.
most likely your fault. Let's be real.
It's
Like
because
most of
if
the
we're
time,
on live, then that's on you. But if you ever do miss us live, before you slap yourself silly, you can go to our YouTube channel, which is scrolling at the bottom of the screen, youtube.com/C/SavageAFWorld. And you can follow us and subscribe and get notified. And then all our shows are archived there.
right? And
you'll
they're
never
there,
actually miss
and
a
then
show.
you can click it, and when you click it, it clicks, and then you click. But yeah. Click the bell. Make sure you click the bell when you. Exactly. You click the bell. Make sure you give your thumbs up too, because your thumbs up are important too. Your thumbs matter. All thumbs matter.
They do.
Some thumbs up. Make sure you make our algorithm go algorazy. That ain't a word. Out crazy. And also subscribe. Comment. All that stuff. All that good. All that good juicy stuff. All that funky juicy
all
stuff.
Listen, guys, if you have been kicked off YouTube, which some people do, it happens. You say too much, post the wrong video. Oops, didn't mean to click that.
You harbor a hobo hoe, and then she starts snitching on you.
Didn't mean to click that. You know what I'm saying?
It happens.
When that happens, and you get kicked off of YouTube, we got the Facebook for you on the other end. You know what I'm saying? And when you look for us on Facebook, it's actually here. Savage A dot. You need to add a dot there.
Yeah, I gotta change
Savage
that.
A dot F dot.
But it's Savage AF, but it's Savage A dot F dot. So make sure you check us out on the YouTubeage. The YouTubeage is important.
And Facebook.
But I was gonna say the YouTube is important, but the Facebook,
of course,
is just as important.
When you've been, especially if it's the YouTube just ain't for everybody.
Damani Jones, well, howdy.
You know what it is. But even more important than all of that, Shang, right? I mean, some people have children or family or loved ones or a wife, spouse, whatever. As comedians, we have the gram, Instagram.
Right.
I call it the IG. That's the only important thing, guy. It really, nothing else matters. Without these numbers,
nothing else really.
I might as well become a milkman or something. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? If you follow at Black Pedro, guess what happens? Your nipples get much more tasty to your lover. If you follow at comedian Shang, that can happen. And if you follow at comedian Shang, guess what happens? Their nipples are tasty too.
Hey.
But threads,
ladies, pull your nipples out.
That's what I'm saying, ladies. You want tasty nipples. That's what you want, tasty beautiful nipples. Make
sweet,
sure
sweet.
sweet, tasty nipples. I've never said that sentence, but I did today. Make sure you check us out on Threads at Black Pedro at Comedian Shang. It's the logo that looks like poop. Make sure that you do that. It's dog
If
poop.
you ever see dog poop like in the winter when it could go, it'll turn white real quick on you.
And this is what this is.
It
So
sure will.
make sure you check us out on Threads. And I wanted to make sure y'all knew that 2024, we gonna have some shit for you. No, it's after 5 minutes. We're gonna have some shit for you. I wanted to let y'all know that Savage AF's gonna take it to a whole new level, and we need you as the regulars to make sure that you let all your friends know. And Damani Jones says, "Tasty tits." Yeah.
There you go, baby. It sounds like a brand to me. That being said, guys, let's speaking of the brand. Savage AF, fuck your feelings, facts matter. Right? That's
wow. Get it. Yeah.
It's 3:13 p.m. on the West Coast. That's Detroit time. What up, though? 313. That being said, we are going to end today's show. It is Monday, December 4th. Christina Moreno Dorn, welcome to it. Yes, we're her two favorite psychos. Awesome.
Wow.
I'm glad you got a top 5.
Thank you.
I'd like to know who's following us. But Monday, December 4th, 2023, in the time space.
2023.
Trizzles.
It's going to be 2024. How do you feel about that?
It's about to be over. Well, I'm glad. Hopefully, I'll get to see it.
Yeah. No, what? Wow. No, you will. And you know what? And when in 2024, we want to let you know there's going to be some big things popping off. The special Engaged will be out. Black Pedro is Engaged will be out. And that's right, in 2024. Set your calendar. Put aside the date.
Absolutely.
He's going to be engaged.
That's what it is.
So make sure, so when the special comes out, we'll give you all the updates and information. I'm probably going to come out with another special. Mine is going to be like, don't be yogurty. That's what it is. But right now, don't worry about none of this shit. What I need y'all to do is make sure y'all check it out when it comes out. And I wanted to get that in before you give the rundown on the run up. So
we're going to run up on your ass, y'all. Like I said, Monday, December 4th, 2023 in the time-space continuum. Fuck your feelings, facts matter. That's our motto. We're going to end with the Shangry today.
Yeah.
The minister of Shanger. Your Shangry today. Fuck the NFL again.
Again,
son. Fuck them all. That's your boy Shangry, all right?
I'll explain why.
Yeah, of course. Stick around. Before we get into that, I got a Black Pedro pop in for you. Got a Black Pedro pop in for you guys.
We already know. Come on. Go ahead.
We're number one. We're number one.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
I'm going to talk about it. But before we get into that, we do, although we are not accredited journalists.
But, no, I wouldn't say that.
I just said accredited. No, that's true. Nigga, you ain't got no accreditations.
Right.
And neither do I.
Okay. I say I'm not accredited, but I have credits.
We're credible.
Right. That makes sense.
So we're credible but uncredited journalists. And we ask some of the most hard-hitting questions that the human ear has ever heard. The number one question.
Are you sure out of all the human ears?
I'm guesstimating on that one. I'll give that caveat. But that being said, our number one question that we do ask here is, motherfucker, say what?
Excuse me?
Hell hath no fury like a SANTOS scorned. Your boy George, his lips are dancing, baby. He's singing like a canary. We'll talk about it though.
I'm telling everything on everybody.
On his way out, he's like, bitch. But that being said, we're gonna get started on a serious note tonight, for those who are listening. In other coasts and times zones.
I don't think it's with a Z, man. You said it would be.
You know I'm not good at spelling, bro.
It's
not. That's just not what I do. LG, welcome to the building. That being said, honestly, you know, we got this this extreme conflict going on in the Middle East right now. Israel, Hamas, innocent civilians on both sides caught in between. Woo! Sorry. That being said, if there's no defense, then there's no defense. And what we're finding out now is that Israel knew that Hamas had these plans. And just so you don't think this is just coming out of my or Shang or Savage AF's mouth, I do just want to just give you this to chew on, and then we'll talk about it on the other side. Just give me like 2 minutes and 20 seconds. It's almost like a commercial break, but it's one you need to pay attention to.
You need to listen.
Pull out your pen and pad.
Listen
now.
Here.
Or intercepted communications. This was the literal plan of what they actually ended up doing on October 7th within the Israeli system for a full year. That is an intelligence and policy failure that goes beyond anything that I can think of.
There's another additional aspect to this that in some ways is even more damning, which is that at least one analyst in a unit in the Israeli intelligence system basically watched or saw that there was a rehearsal about 6 weeks before the attack, and once again basically went to a superior and said, it looks like they're rehearsing the plan that we have, Jericho Wall, and was again, according to the reporting we have in the New York Times, encrypted emails they've obtained, basically told, don't worry about it.
Right? The thing that people have to bear in mind here is that not only was there not an action taken to disrupt this, but in fact, on October 7th, what had happened is the IDF that would normally be at that border had been redirected up to the West Bank because they were busy protecting Israeli settlers who were engaging, often initiating clashes with Palestinians. So actually the border wasn't even at the normal status quo of security. It was less. And that's the policy failure, to redirect those resources up to the West Bank. You would think that if you had this kind of planning and you were seeing this kind of activity by Hamas, we have reporting of additional warnings from Egypt and other places about this potentially. So you would think that you would be trying to do everything you could to fortify that border and at least hedge against the fact that this plan might go forward, if not try to actively disrupt it. None of that happened.
There's a lot of questions raised by this, like how far up did it go? Who's this colonel who said no? Why did people think they weren't going to do it? How far did they circulate the reports that they were rehearsing, etc.?
My immediate reaction right on October 7th is, how could this have happened? Because just to give you one example, Israel controls the entire internet and telecommunications infrastructure in Gaza. So sure, Hamas can try to communicate offline, but the idea that you could plan something of this sophistication without it interacting with the telecommunications network that Israel has visibility in, I just didn't get that. And part of what we're seeing now is actually they did have this information.
Okay, so first of all, the reason I believe all of that is because this is the first time in my life that I've ever heard a white man say what had happened was. Wow. He literally said that phrase about a minute and a half in or so.
I was like, oh, this is real.
He said what had happened was Israel moved its border forces up north. And I've heard this from other sources that they thought this plan was going to happen with Hezbollah.
Yeah,
and Hezbollah is, the northern faction out of
I
Jordan, I believe. Bro, that's a lot.
Yeah. Okay, let me tell you what.
So defense would be having reports, seeing a rehearsal, which Michigan got in trouble for. It's called scouting.
Right, yeah, it's scouting.
It's called scouting, but
it's sitting there with one of those microphones listening.
If you see the enemy preparing to do something,
yeah, I'm gonna tell
in
you
a certain area, reactions to that to preempt that would have been defensive. the shit that Israel is doing since October 7th is not defense.
Well,
it is retaliation.
I know exactly what it was.
But it is not defense.
Okay, the reason that I think, well, I heard this before and I had heard it, and this is now a confirmation of it. The bottom line is this is what it is, people. Israel wanted Israel wanted Hamas to do something, to give them, like, you ever be like, give me a reason, nigga, give me a reason. They wanted that reason. They knew that reason would come. They knew Hamas wants to exterminate them. So in turn, they were like, give us a reason to exterminate you, so we can take your land, so we can also get the strip of for they want a strip of land that's going to actually be for imports that they'll control, and for them to act like they didn't know it was coming after they knew. They control the internet, they control the border, they control water, they control electricity, but they had no clue. I think that they knew.
He said it clearly. They controlled the internet.
Yeah,
and it'd be hard for these guys on this scale to organize something.
That's LG. Yeah, Israel wants that land. That's exactly it. And I thought Israel was. I said this before. They initiated a lot of shit that made, not that Hamas is a good person. Hamas is good people. Good people. They're not good people. Hamas is not good people. They are terrorists and they are bad people. But when you poke the beehive and you're surprised the bees come through. But if you just take the beehive and you know that the beehive's full of angry bees and just throw it on the other side of the street that you are standing on, what you think was going to happen, especially when you knew. They knew, man. They knew.
They
knew. Israel knew. Israel has given the narrative. The narrative in America is Israel is the victim. Israel's all clutching their pearls. And if you knew, then you could have maybe went on defense and avoided this. But you didn't want that to happen.
No, they knew, dog, because they had an official, an analyst, and she brought it, and they just shut her down. And then, those are the questions that were brought up in that clip. Valerie Barber also says it's all about the land. I will circle back to one thing you said, Shane, because I've been there too, but I'm starting to change about it. Is the idea that Hamas is a terrorist organization. What I will say is that civilians killed on October 7th is a tragedy, and
it's horrible.
Should never happen, right? And I don't.
Right.
Those aren't the things that I condone. But as this thing goes on, and the Palestinian side is starting to be presented as well. I've heard reports of the IDF, Israeli Defense Force, killing, inadvertently and in some situations haphazardly. But their own people as well, right? Like their own citizens, and it could be in the hundreds, right? So then I'm also hearing, and this is also interesting to me because I've never heard from Hamas, right? Like, I don't know who Hamas is. I ain't got no spokesperson.
They do have a spokesperson.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. That doesn't get presented on the media outlets that I watch, but I'm aware of that, right? And I see that it's happening. But the outlets I do watch, they'll be like, Hamas says, right? And one of the things that they say that Hamas says is that, and when I say they, I mean like CNN, MSNBC, New York Times, blah, blah, blah.
Fox, good point.
Yeah. No. I don't really listen to that. I just see what they're saying. You know what I mean? I look to see what they're talking about, but I'm not taking that in. But apparently Hamas says that their intentions on October 7th were to take hostages in order to leverage the freeing of Palestinian hostages. That I could call them that too. Israel calls them prisoners, but we're also learning that a lot of those people didn't do shit and never had a trial. They were just being held. So they were just being held. So I would call that a hostage. But that they were just trying to take civilian hostages for leverage, and their only lethal intentions were towards military targets and personnel. So I'm not sure how much of a
oh man, come on.
like in terms of an actual intentional attack on civilians, Hamas was intending to. Bro, I'll say this, man. My mother and I over Thanksgiving weekend on CNN, I believe it was narrated by Anderson Cooper, but they did a history of Hamas and how it came about, and you realize that, at least through this reporting, that the Bush administration, I believe in 2006, pushed for an election that both Israel as well as the Palestinian Authority or the PLO, like they all of the logical factions in the region were like, do not prop up an election right now. Hamas will win, and that will be all bad. Right. And so their existence is propagated by the United States and specifically the Bush administration, right? The W administration. So
if they were so bad, why would they prop them up? Number one, number two, because they know they wanted that conflict.
Well, they were done. No, they were also tired of dealing with Arafat and the PLO. He had pissed them off.
America's backing Israel to the hilt, and I understand we're aligned with them, but the bottom line is the narrative that Israel has put out to the world, especially to Americans, is that they're the victim, they're the innocent, they're the thing. Why would you do what Nazis did to you, to other people? 72 years they pretty much occupied and treated these people like subhumans. And so I'm not saying Hamas is a good thing, but I can understand why they would retaliate in such a horrible way, because they've been treated so shitty. Their land has been taken. A Jewish person could leave from America and just take somebody's house there because they said so.
And so, and then on the grander, like the more macro political scale, right, along with that is like, I've heard, it seems that Hamas actually doesn't even want to be the political leading party there. They consider themselves, I mean, I guess there are different like sections or factions of Hamas, but this wing that is in control in Gaza doesn't actually want to govern. They consider themselves a liberation force,
right?
And that gets me back to when you were like, they're a terrorist organization. I was there, but now I consider that like,
you're on the fence.
Well, just that, in terms of analogies, like Nelson Mandela was considered a terrorist, right? And like Toussaint Louverture in Haiti would have been a terrorist to the French, and Nat Turner was obviously a terrorist to several slave owners, right? But like
to the white folks,
but what does terrorist mean in that context, right? And who is defining them? These become universal questions that you can ask and apply to any situation to use critically to analyze, right?
And also to demonize. You use that name to demonize the other side when you want to basically jack their land. At the end of the day, Israel has painted an image of themselves that is not the facts. Israel has been,
and America has helped.
America has helped. And it's not saying that we condone people killing each other, but the bottom line is, at least I know for a fact that there's a lot of people in Israel that don't want this. There's a lot of people that are Jewish people in America that feel like, and there was there was a school in New York where these kids drowned out some Zionists because they were like, no, that's wrong what you're doing over in Israel. You shouldn't be doing that. I wish more people in America that were in a position of power would speak out on it more, but they're not.
I mean, ultimately, they're much like America here. They're dealing with a right wing. I mean, right now our executive branch is not that, but throughout our government there is this heavy right wing conservative movement
Right.
That is, and Zionism is a huge part of conservative Christian theology and ideology here in America. So, which is part of the alignment. Another big part of the alignment WDMA brings up. This is all about controlling the gas and oil worth over $500 billion dollars, just like the U.S. did in Iraq. And
they also want control of that canal. I can't remember the name of the canal. The Suez Canal, because that's not billions, it's trillions of dollars.
That's what that's Egypt.
It's Egypt. No, but Israel, Egypt, Germany, and Britain would get a cut of that. The thing is, this is the fucked up part of it. I think that they wanted that Hamas to do some more wild shit so they could have a reason to try to exterminate them. What is the thing they said before when they did it before, where they were trying to exterminate them? It was the Goda or the
Nakba.
Nakba. Okay, this is something that they're buying into. And I think that this is like, to the world, they're like, well, this gives us a reason to defend ourselves. But if you knew it was coming, you should have defended yourself then.
Yeah, I think we talked about this the other day. Like speaking of W. Bush, and that administration, like, you know, after he took basically the entire month of August off within his first term or first year as president, he's 8 months in. You know, the Twin Towers were attacked, and shortly after that, we find out that, you know, they had reports on their desk, much like we look at October 7th in Israel. Like, they had reports on their desks that terrorists were planning to fly planes into buildings. And it Condoleezza Rice just kind of, you know, almost casually, in, you know, in defense of it, quote unquote, was just like, I mean, yeah, the report said something like terrorists plan to fly planes into buildings, and then she just kind of like shrugged it off, and it's
right. And because you know what,
that's America, what they did.
But America loves occupying other places, and they also like the fact that basically Israel's in the same fucking. They're all on the same page. Israel wants to take that land, wants to occupy the land. Part of it's their religion, saying that they are the chosen people. But when you see, I have some clips that I was going to post, but I didn't post yet, about showing how they're treating Black people, how they're treating Africans over there, and people from Israel and the Jewish community over there, how they're treating Black people. And I mean, horribly, dude, just horribly. If you're African, they treat them horribly. So why do we keep propping them up? Why do we give them billions of dollars? We gave Israel billions of dollars, and they're basically using that to commit genocide. People say, oh, they're not committing genocide. They're you know, retaliating because they were attacked.
It's another Nakba.
It's another Nakba.
They are moving the people out. They're leveling the neighborhoods. There's nothing for these people to come back to. It's so transparent.
Why isn't the UN? Why isn't the rest of the world talking some shit about this? Is what I'm amazed by. But I know that the other people that are in bed with. Now, this makes people think that you don't like Jewish people, or you want Jewish people to die, or anything like that. That could be the furthest thing fucking from the truth. You just don't want to be called out on your bullshit. And that's the thing. I've had a Jewish friend of mine that was like mad at me now, and I guess they'll never talk to me again. And so be it, bitch. That got a little, okay, that came out. That escalated. I tried it 0 to 60. But I'm like, yo,
I've been drinking.
You know, it's called accountability. You take accountability. Israel, you're doing some fuck shit. America, if that's your ally, say to them, hey, you on some fuck shit, and make yourself look better, even though you really secretly are aligned with them because you're giving us.
America got to move missiles. They'll never be like, don't fight.
Don't fight.
America will be like, we have to do this responsibly, but we have to do this. Okay.
Yeah.
You have a contract for missiles. You need to buy them.
You're supposed to buy them all. More. And it's it's called collective punishment. For them to say all the Palestinians are all bad people and they're all Hamas and they're all want to kill us and erase us from the earth is absolute bullshit. The bottom line is, if you look at the civilian casualty rate, it's not even fucking close. It's not even fucking close. Now, don't get me wrong. It's fucked up.
This happens every time. Like, Hamas will do some fucked up shit, and then Israel will do like 3 times the damage
and kill innocent people. The reason I was saying it before,
bro,
there was 3 little boys that were shot. They were playing soccer, and the fucking Israel, just the soldiers rolled in and just popped them. And these were little boys, and there's footage of it.
I saw a video that was like Israeli soldiers shooting an Israeli citizen, like a Jewish man. He's hands up, he's unarmed, and he's trying to tell them who they are, but they just and I guess literally the IDF's verbal defense for that action was that they thought he was Palestinian. Well, no shit, motherfucker. That's the point.
That's what makes it worse.
Even worse. Like that's
so even though we're spending a lot of time talking about this, you got to look at it this way.
Bounce.
Yeah, the narrative that Israel has painted of themselves as the victim, and and the remember the Holocaust. I understand that.
And they were victims that day. They were
victims for sure.
There were individual families.
But you're doing the same shit.
But as a state, as a governmental state, like they weren't victims that day because
there's some
they had the intelligence. They failed. So I would say to Israeli citizens and all those who back Israel, that your state failed you. Bibi Netanyahu, and we'll get into him later this week.
You mean
but
this
he is failing you, and he is the Trump of Israel, and Trump is the Bibi of America, and these are 2 failures of men who have racist ass missions in life that nobody should be backing.
The Nakba, he's all in Nakba. I'm sorry. The knocking people down shit.
Knock you upside your head.
Knock you up. Yeah. The bottom line is he's all in on that. He's absolutely said it. There has been speeches where he said it. He's about the eradication of all Palestinians. And I'm not saying that the Palestinians or the Hamas, people of Hamas that did that heinous shit on October 7th, but there's a clip that I put up on my Instagram, and it's like when you do a deep dive and you find out why they are acting this way or why they're responding this way, you kind of go, I don't know. They're terrorists, but they're doing terroristic act. But why are they tripping on you or coming after you? What did you do? That's like when women ask you, well, what did you do? Did you do anything wrong in the situation? And every time I see people that are Jewish in America that are Zionists, not all Jewish people. Let me make it sure I clarify.
Zionists. People are starting to differentiate.
Right, to differentiate. They always act as though Israel has done nothing wrong ever. They were sitting there petting their puppies and they weren't doing anything wrong. What are you talking about? You leveled a city. You leveled it. You dropped tons of bombs on it. So I've always been questioning it, but now that it's coming out, like you said, it's all out there. It's coming out.
Speaking of coming out, and this is gonna be a rough transition.
Wow. Okay, see, I wasn't gonna go all the way there.
But you left it. You left it there.
I left it right there.
We're gonna bounce for that. But speaking of coming out,
pay the nurse on the way out. Make sure the stitches don't hurt.
Hey man, speaking of coming out, your boy, Shang, I know this is one of your personal best friends in life.
He's one of my favorites.
I know you and this dude hang out all the time. But when you hear what your boy is up to, and when I talk about him, I mean the newly ousted member of the House of Congress, when you hear what his counter is to being booted from Congress, you're gonna be like,
motherfucker say what? Yeah. Motherfucker say what? Say yeah.
They say hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, and child
like a gay man scorned. You bitches better get in line.
Bitch.
Stop. Listen, Brick. Listen, Brick. First off, Brick. Y'all, I don't want to be part of y'all shit anyway. Y'all never had Drag Monday, which I think is some bullshit. First off, That
like your
motherfucker
taste is poor.
He is not.
Right.
He's going in, bro.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna pull this up for you while I try and pull up the next one. But your boy, George Santos. For those who don't know, I don't know what rock you've been under, but he's possibly in the modern age, even above Trump, the worst candidate ever.
No. Now you're.
Well, no, only because like
Trump's
while
the worst.
Trump may have inflated and deflated,
No.
you know, property values for tax purposes, and he's a general fraud. He was way closer to being real or rich or anything than George Santos. So like, George Santos bought Botox with taxpayer money. Okay, like at least Donald Trump wasted his dad's money on that. You know what I mean?
Okay, but no.
So that's the only reason, because
you know why
Santos.
You know why Santos is not even close? Because Trump is a dictator. Trump is a fascist, whereas this is a scorned gay bitch ass man. And scorned gay bitch ass men go in. I've had arguments with gay people, and they just scorned. It's like, well, shut up. Look at your eyebrows. Then the fuck my eyebrows got to do with the fact you were late. You were late for work. It don't matter if I'm late. Your eyebrows ain't cleaned up, and that's what it is, bitch. I'm like, whoa.
So I'm gonna give you a couple graphics, and then I'll probably just read the other ones off. But your boy is going off.
Stop it, Pedro.
I think this is on X, maybe. I'm not sure exactly what platform, but he took to social media on with these, right? He's throwing these are what we call social media hands. I'm gonna take this banner down. So George Santos says Monday, meaning today, I will be filing an official complaint with the Office of Congressional Ethics against N. Maliotakis regarding her questionable stock trading since joining the Ways and Means Committee this Congress. Before joining the committee, the Congresswoman didn't have an active trading habit or a high volume stake. The question is, what set of information is she trading with? Bitch! Oh, gone, child. Gone. Right.
I told y'all.
Bitch, I got receipts. Bitch. Okay. So there's that. Then he hit him with or also he said, on Monday, I will be filing an ethics complaint against Rep. Mike Lawler, for questionable campaign finance violations. Same thing he got hit with, Santos, that is. He said Congressman Lawler owns portion of Checkmate Strategies, and he uses the same firm that he is a beneficiary of to pay for services related to his campaign. The concerning questions are, is Mr. Lawler engaging in laundering money from his campaign to his firm, then into his own pocket? I will let the Office of Congressional Ethics be the judge of that. Bye, bitch. Yeah. He hit him with a couple of others.
This is the wild shit. It's just getting worse and worse. And guess what? Last week, Representative McCain, guess what they did? They was over there snorting cocaine in the green room, and nobody want to talk about that. They doing cocaine, and they was over there having sex, and it's like, yo, he's just going in.
He's suggesting that another representative, Lalota, may have skipped out on a taxpayer-funded job in order to go to law school during the day instead.
Wow.
And then, bitch, we going deep. Bitch, we going. So
he's like, I told y'all I was going to tell you, bitch.
Oh. Got your ass. But he's filing a fourth one against Congressman Menendez, not to be confused with the. So Senator Menendez out of New Jersey. You know
Right.
about this dude?
Yeah.
Who I think was in bed with the Saudis?
He was in bed with the Saudis.
Some foreign entity. And he had gold bars and was Googling like how much do gold bars go for at the flea market and shit like that, right?
And they just walk out. How much you gonna pay for this?
He got I imagine a trench coat.
Yeah, like
with the just line.
How you get all the gold bars? Don't worry about where I got them from.
It's
Just
like
tell me
Coming
how
to
much it
America.
costs.
Like,
Yeah.
hey man, personal hygiene. It's like a gold toothbrush.
That is all of our stuff.
Stop, thief. But he's accusing that senator's son, who's a representative, of possibly benefiting from those actions or having knowledge of.
Wait a minute. That's not where it don't stop there. Stop it, Pedro.
He's getting catty. That nigga.
Okay, but did you see Did you see when he was leaving the press conference? Oh my God, yo, dude, he was like, and let me tell you something. This is nothing but bullying. They trying to bully me, and guess what? You ain't gonna bully me. I'm gonna bully you. Okay.
He shouldered his coat. He shouldered his coat like I'm gonna walk out this bitch like, and I want all my money, bitches. You know what I mean? I was like, stop it, bro. You lost. But that being said, man, I mean, this dude, this is what happens when you let a batshit nut fuck dunk bucket ass motherfucker into your party like this and onto the floor. Yeah. And they should have kicked him out a while ago, but you let him hang around long enough to know about your little booty fest parties and all your financial shit.
Right.
And your goddamn all your shit.
Yeah. And how did you not know that he did not produce Spider-Man, the Broadway play? How did you? He said shit that he didn't do. He said, I also played for the NFL. I
used to be Tobey Maguire.
Yeah. Like, nigga, what? I played for the NFL for 3 years.
Do you know in my restaurant in Beverly Hills where I work, like 2 weeks ago, this woman came in on a Sunday brunch and was insisting that she was Ava Longoria, nigga. And when I tell you, bro, one of the homies at work, it cracked me up. This nigga called her Ava Mongolia. This bitch, like she was like 15 years older, looked nothing like her, but insisted that that's was. And so, you know, that's who George Santos was. Was that kind of sociopath that was saying do anything. And when you let a motherfucker like that in your party, and then you let him into the fucking powder room, and the motherfucker learns all the secrets, and he sees guess what, motherfucker? And then you kick him out too late before he know, and after he knows all your shit.
They needed him for the numbers, and right now they got 3 months before they got to elect another one, and it's going to lean towards a Democrat because the Democrats are like gonna say we're gonna dump some money into this shit. We're gonna win that seat,
and they'll actually have a viable candidate.
They have somebody that actually went to the college he said he went to.
Your diploma's in crayon, nigga. Yeah. That's not.
Yeah. No. I mean, Carolina Boss says Santos says Congress is part of YSL.
Yves Saint Laurent.
Free thugging. Oh no, I mean there's so much stuff that he said that they question.
He's not a YSL dude. He's a Hermes. That's what he spent his money on. Hermes.
He said one time in the press conference he said, "Well, can't I treat myself?" No, motherfucker, not with money that's not yours. He said that.
Pay money.
He said, "Can a person treat themselves?" That's the wildest shit.
Sometimes a bitch needs to be pampered. It's like, all right, bitch, but not with the people's money.
The people's money. And he's still up for indictments. That's the thing that's wild.
Oh yeah,
they still.
Oh no, that is the historic part. Is like he's the first one unindicted to be booted from Congress, which is amazing, because they know he did that shit. He's full of bullshit. His face ain't even real, and he didn't pay for it with your real ass money, New York. At least in that district. Look at that mouse puss.
Yeah.
Fuck nut ass lying piece
of shit. All I know is that it's not. And I told you. Okay, go ahead.
I'm just happy to see him dragging all these motherfuckers down with him. Bitch, spill the tea then, bitch.
Going after Republicans heavy. And this is the other thing that I had said before. I just want to say that there's nothing I have against the gay community. I could give zero fucks.
No, that's not what.
But the bottom line is the fact that you think that they kicked him out because he was gay, and it wasn't before all the fuckery he did.
Are there people saying that?
Yeah, I told you. The gay something coalition was backing him, saying that they are attacking him because of his sexuality instead of his deeds. And the problem I have with that, and I'm gonna say this to all the gay people, gay, lesbian, or male, female, whatever, all of that. If you act fucked up and you take money and get Botox that wasn't your money, you might run into problems. It has nothing to do with who you fucking. It's nothing to do with who you fucking. Okay, so to back him, and you know that he's corrupt, and you know he was lying, and you know his mother was not Jewish, and he said that I'm Jew-ish, trying to be funny. No, bitch. Move out the way. You got kicked out. And there was Republicans that were like, there was Republicans in New York like, I swear to God, I want this half a fag out of there as soon as possible.
Oh, wow.
No, I mean, they were like adamant about it. But there, you got those kind of people. But the majority, 90% of them that weren't caring about his sexuality, were caring about his corrupt fucking activities.
I mean, at some point, it was just too obvious. I mean,
it was too obvious.
They tried to hold the seat as long, but the other thing is they're not legislating in the House, right? Like they just got a speaker again.
I know, and they about to get rid of him.
Yeah. So this is they're a useless body.
Yeah, Calvin Christianity. I mean, he's just super. He's super. Like, did you hear some of the speeches he said? That motherfucker is
we
crazy.
Can go a whole episode
He's
on that.
Crazy as cat shit. And I'm saying to all the women out there, watch for this motherfucker watch for this motherfucker how he's gonna go about making sure that every state, you're not gonna have no rights when it comes to abortion.
I think I played that James Carville clip for you guys when he, he was like, and that, that's a Southern white man who is a liberal Democrat who is telling you should believe these crazy ass Christian cracker motherfuckers who want to impose all of their will on you.
And they really do. You got a lot of people in the feed. By the way, shout out to the people in the Carolina. Valerie Barber, LG, you know what I'm saying? Carolina Boss, Kucha Damas. What's up, man? We want to give shout outs to all of y'all. Y'all are the reason we are here. WDMA Warrior. This is a dope ass name. And Sandy English and Demoni Jones.
Let's go, y'all. Hey, let's keep it pushing because I do gotta move today. But we gonna keep it going, y'all. And as we do,
I already know what's coming.
You know what's coming, and I'm gonna keep it coming right at you. A little shine like now.
Hey. It's your boy Black Pedro, popping in, hey, with another poppin' to let you know what's poppin'.
Hey, it's your boy Black Pedro with another poppin' to let you know what's poppin'. Ah! We're number one.
Who do you speak of? Who are you speaking of?
Michigan Wolverines, y'all. Big Ten championship was this weekend. Shout out to the homie LeVar Charleston. What up, though? One of my high school teammates, lifelong friends, fellow brother in Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. What up, Noop? He happened to be in town. We were able to catch the game at the Michigan bar on the west side.
And how was that game?
Packed out. Only the second shutout in Big Ten championship game history.
Wait a minute. What team was playing?
Michigan Wolverines shat on the Iowa Hawkeyes. Nice try, guys. Hey, thanks for Thanks for coming.
Sounds a little facetious the way you're saying.
No, we have some lovely parting gifts for you.
Wow, that sounds even more facetious. Now you're just taking it to another level. Michigan.
I believe 26-0. And I will say this: I expected more points out of the Michigan offense.
Like that,
it was a bit of a a grind game for them on the offensive end for sure. which I'm not mad at. If you can grind. But the reality is, Iowa had the best defense we had ever faced all year. Thus far, they were better than Ohio State. They were better than Penn State. To be honest, their run defense was stout. They had only given up 2 rushing touchdowns all year, but they gave up 2 rushing touchdowns in this game to Blake Corum, who tied for the all-time.
Oh, wait, you got somebody coming in hot.
Oh, yeah. Well, we know Kuchadam is who wants to be in the KKK, but knows he can't take his hood off. Yeah. What up, though, man? Hey, listen, man. Everybody cheats. We just got caught because the light was on us. But the reality is, you can see it because the scandal been out now for a month and a half.
Y'all cheaters.
So obviously not. It hasn't happened at the end of the season.
Well, you're still a cheaters.
And every other school was doing the same shit and sharing information about Michigan. So to get off of that, that shit's over. That nobody's even talking about.
So
they're in the playoff. They're number 1 ranked because Georgia got their motherfucking shit handed to them by Alabama. And
I know, and that was Georgia was surprising.
That was a come up, and Washington beat Oregon for a second time this season, which is accomplishment you can't overlook. What I will say in terms of this top 4, Texas got in at number 3, I believe. Yeah. But the reality is, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Florida State got fucked, man. They're ACC champions. They're undefeated, and this committee put 2 1-loss teams above them. And I think Texas jumped from like number 7.
Well, that was some corrupt shit. That's why I'm like, fuck them. But
NCAA said, sit your 10-cent ass down, Harbaugh, for 3 games. But guess what? He coached on Saturday, right on the sideline. Guess what they did? Kept rolling like they did all 6 games that he missed this year. All right. The school imposed a 3-game suspension for the first 3 games of the year. And then the NCAA gave him 3 games at the end of the year. You can say what you want to, but the team kept rolling, no matter who coached them, no matter what. Kev Keith says, not to put Pedro business out there, but Pedro had a hobo threesome Saturday night.
You kind of are putting it out there.
Listen, bro.
You kind of put it out there, Kevin.
As far as I know, both of them women they left my house at the end of the night. So
wait a minute, Kevin, what the fuck are you talking about? What happened?
No, he always chimes in with the
what happened?
Some of y'all jealous that you ain't never had no good hobo pussy. You know what I'm saying? You ain't out here living life like I am. I didn't have the best and the rest.
Oh, okay. Kuchadamas says Harbaugh is the most rugged crackhead I've ever seen. Wow.
Hey man, listen.
Wow.
Crack is whack. Okay.
But I'm gonna say this. I was more wondering what the Lions were gonna do. I'm not giving, and I don't give a fuck about them no more. But Michigan did do their thing. Props to them. And even though he's yelling, "Hey, yeah, we cheat," but God damn it, we're winners. I just feel like Michigan.
The record is there. I'm sorry, guys. Fuck your feelings. Facts matter. We're 13-0, ranked number 1 in the nation. We're going to I'm not going to say whizazaza, but we're going to beat Alabama in the Rose Bowl right here in Pasadena.
Well,
listen, you want to talk about hobo? I will fuck every hobo from here to Pasadena to get into that stadium that day.
Yeah.
January 1st. All right, female hobo. I gotta keep it like that. But from here and I'll go condom free if I have to. Who gives a fuck? If I could go to the Rose Bowl to see number 1 Michigan,
that's gonna be big. That's gonna be
against
big.
number 4 Alabama.
Okay, but
I'm gonna do that.
Before we get out of here, I'm gonna say this.
Go blue.
I knew Pedro was gonna be watching the game, and I knew once I saw that they were doing their thing, I thought he's probably losing his shit.
Oh, bro, we were all in it.
He's losing his shit. But I will give props where props is due. Bam, all day.
Go blue. Hey man, it's been a great season, and it's the opportunity to continue to play is still in front of us, and that's everything you want to see as a fan.
Before I go into this, let me make sure y'all know Savage AF. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You subscribe to the channel. Anybody that hasn't subscribed to the channel, you are a crackhead. Yep. Number one ranking just means they cheated the best. Oh,
Ricky Booby. That's fine though.
They are killing you on that. Make sure you subscribe. I mean, I knew it. They're never gonna let that go. Like, so why are you listening to what the fuck I'm doing? Like, that's what we do.
You can't hurt my feelings.
Yeah, you can't.
We won.
They're number one.
We won.
We cheated, but we won. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You know what to do. You go there and you do this. The bell. Make sure you click the bell. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on now. There you go. Do that too. Also, follow us on the social media. God damn it. Follow on the Instagram at Black Pedro and follow at Comedian Shang. All right. All of them in the motherfucking house. And make sure you follow us on Threads. Open the eye. Always tripping, always slipping. Really though. Ghost ride the whip. Make sure you do that. Follow us on Threads. I don't know why. That ain't got shit to do with it. My Shangry is now, other than fuck college football, because he knows why I felt that way, and it took them forever to.
The kids are getting their money though.
I know, but it took them forever to do that, and there were so many good players that had to fucking get
rob motherfuckers for pizza.
Jack
them motherfuckers for them Nissan trucks.
To eat. So yeah,
right in the drive-thru.
I can't give them props, but I especially mean it deep in my heart. Fuck the NFL forever. Let me be clear why I say fuck the NFL. You know why? Because they said, and this is nothing to do with me not liking Jewish people. Shut up. I think that Jewish people are nice people too. They said that they could kneel for Israel.
Yep.
It's okay to kneel for Israel, but you gave Kaepernick all this fucking heat and fucked over his career, even though he had broke records.
Not even heat. They gave him ice cold. Bro.
Ice, yeah, they
iced him out.
Go
unity.
The bottom line is Kaepernick there was people sending death threats, doing all this stuff, but the NFL, which by the way, fuck them again forever, said it's okay to kneel and have a moment of silence for Israel. So black people that are being brutalized by the police constantly, black people that are having police treat us like we're like some monsters or creatures, they gotta, so I was gonna say something else. But the bottom line is, how is it you can do that? And when people want to stop racist police brutality, that's a problem. But you want people to kneel for Israel. NFL, explain that to me. Explain that shit to me, that you let now answer me, Pedro. This dude got
answer me.
I don't know why I did it like that.
Answer me.
Answer me, motherfucker.
I know.
Why did they give this man so much heat? And it wasn't just him, any other player. Okay, WDMA Warrior says boycott the NBA.
WDMA Warrior is down to high school volleyball at this point. He said boycott NFL, ESPN, and NBA.
Yeah, I mean, because explain that to me, people, why that was a problem, and it's not a problem about kneeling for Israel. If you can explain it, I'm here to listen, but not you only got 1 minute.
Well,
and you can explain it to me too, since you still watch football.
Well, not just still, right? Like I was, for those who don't know, but I think most of y'all know, I was on like a 7-year boycott of the NFL. Like when they blackball Kaepernick out of the league,
right?
And we're both members of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity.
And Jerry Jones could eat a planet of dicks.
But I was supporting my frat brother, and I really did not like the way the NFL did that. It was clear, right? He took a knee, and they asked him, no, I believe he was sitting down during the national anthem, and somebody asked him maybe why he sat or whatever.
No, there was a soldier that said it would be
well, no, but it started with, he said, I was sitting to bring attention to the way we treat our veterans, right? And so then he sat down with, I think, an Army Ranger actually, and who told him that the more respectful way to do it, the way we would do it, is to take a knee. So then he took a knee to the anthem, and then he was like, I'm taking a knee to protest the way black people are treated by the police. And then the niggas out the league, right? Like,
and then even though he had
led the San Francisco 49ers
to the Super Bowl.
Well, he carried on. Alex Smith did his thing that year as well, got hurt. Colin Kaepernick stepped in beautifully and continued their run, and was able to take them and guide them to the.
But they didn't win the Super Bowl, but they won the championship. He broke records, and they still kicked him out. But why is it that they can kneel for Israel? And I understand that Israel was attacked, even though now we know that they knew they were going to be attacked, and they could have defended it. But I don't know. And Kevin Keefe, they did bring Falco, ugly ass, back over. Flacadaki. So the NFL right now,
and the other thing, sorry to add on, because I do like to indict the NFL for this, and specifically Roger Goodell, is that not only did they blackball Kaepernick, but once Trumpty Dumpty was around and calling Kaepernick and any other guy who kneeled an SOB that should be kicked out the league.
Oh, that's right. He did say that. So
after that, then the next year, after Kaepernick is blackballed already, they also came up with a no kneeling policy, right?
Right.
And at that point, I'm like, okay, you sided with MAGA. I'm way out, right? Like, I'm bouncing.
Right. So
and then George Floyd got choked out in front of the world by a cop, a racist ass.
By the way, did you know, by the way, he got stabbed in prison?
He got 22 times, I heard.
Okay, and you know what I want to say? I'm not a religious person, but I'm going to use what black people say, won't he do it? God is good. God is good, ain't it? Stab it, stab. God is good.
Get it.
You got to hold your chest while you do it. God is good. Stab it, stab.
Do it.
But no, I'm back on my shit. I do root for the Lions because of Pedro. The Lions are doing their thing, but now
we eked out a victory.
And I mean, you motherfuckers.
I almost gave that away, but
eek. But by the way, fuck the NFL. From now on, I'm not watching no more. It made me remember how they treated Kaepernick. And I'm not saying Israel doesn't deserve a moment of silences and for the people that died and stuff. But the fact you said it's okay to kneel for Israel, but you don't give a fuck about police brutality, right? But black and brown bodies that are being absolutely
here in America.
Stop racist police brutality flat out, and you don't want to stop that. Makes me go.
The league is 1,200% black.
Yeah,
and they couldn't support black men.
Right, and the ones that make you trillions of dollars for the number one sport in the world, or not the number one sport. I'm sorry, number one sport in America. Number one sport in the world is actually
actual football,
soccer,
football.
All right, so we out of here, tomorrow I can't do tomorrow, but I'll be here the rest of the week.
Right.
I'm gonna let y'all know something right now. Make sure you get a chance. If you happen to, Wednesday, I will be at the Ice House in Pasadena, California, and the California Room. If you get a chance, Doug Benson, Adam Ray, Michael Blomstein, all these people are blowing up on social media. I'm not. Brittany Farlon, okay. Dr. Mash, okay. China
look Chinese, but
does not look Chinese at all.
I do not judge.
All right, so make sure if you get a chance, Pasadena, California, this Wednesday at 8 p.m. I'll be at the Ice House. Make sure you tell your friends, and I'll be at the Comedy Store this Friday at 8 p.m. Original Room. So make sure you check me out at any one of those
All right.
shows.
Savage AF, man, fuck your feelings. Facts matter. We'll be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. Or I'm gonna do a pop in for y'all. I'm gonna pop in for y'all, man. 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Until then, stay black if you are black. Do not be black if you are not black. Most importantly,
and then
keep your finger out your nose.